Thank you. And watching it is cookie there. Isn't that great? Oh, God.
So before we even started investigating, Tom gave us a tour of the house, and we were all in the main room of the house at the bar, and everyone's talking amongst themselves. I'm at the far end in this area here that we're sitting, and I heard somebody say, "Hey, Tiff," and it was a male, and I thought it was Larry because it almost sounded like Larry. It was kind of an older, gruffer voice. So I look over, and I go over to him, I'm like, "Did you call me? What is it you need?" And he said, "No, I didn't call you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that was something that happened right off the bat before we even started investigating. So, and that was during the day. And so it's been exciting to see what activity we get now that it's darker and everything's kind of calmed down. Now we can really see what's going on. Right, and then this here is, it's a little sticky. This here is a flashlight. See how you twist it and the light comes on, it makes light. See, it makes light when the light comes on. This black thing, if you touch it and get it to twist, you can get the flashlight to turn on. And if you can do that, then we can get some communication going. You know, so it's funny that you had mentioned about the heavy and the, so go ahead and play with those things until you can figure them out. The heaviness on the chest, was it General Thomas Rogers? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was General Thomas Rogers who lived here at one point. I don't know if he died here. I think
There's a flashlight.
Okay, so it was you.
Nice.
Excellent. Can you, I'm glad you can work that. Can we see if we can get it turned off now, and I'll explain how we can use it?
Is there like pneumonia? Yes. Is there pneumonia? Did someone die of pneumonia?
Oh, so what he died was lung disease.
Okay. Okay, that would explain it.
Keep going, you're so close. Let's get that turned all the way off. Doing really good, a little bit more. Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, so the way that we'll use this, sir, or ma'am, whoever else is down here, we'll ask a question, and if the answer is yes, you can turn that back on. You want to give that a try? Can you turn the flashlight back on if you understand? And then when you're...
Oh,
Good
perfect.
job.
Thank you.
Nice job.
A little bit more. Oh, okay, you got it.
Oh.
There you
go.
Perfect.
Thank
you.
Nice.
So is this General Thomas Rogers? What about Harriet? Are you Harriet? If you are, can you turn the flashlight back on? Okay, so I'm going to start talking about some history of the house. And
Who are you?
good job. Okay, so let's verify. Is it Harriet that we're speaking with? Excellent, thank you. It's very nice to meet you, Harriet. Good job. All right, can we turn the flashlight off and be ready for the next question? Harriet, this is Larry. He's one of our other investigators.
We're communicating with Harriet.
This is one of our other investigators, and don't worry, they won't scare you, they won't hurt you. They're just here and interested to hear who you are too, and what your story is.
With my phone.
So turn it off for us.
Turn on.
Oh, okay. I don't really know what's here yet.
She
She
confirmed.
indicated it.
Oh,
And they're all friends too. They'd really like to know more about you and anybody else in this home. It's a beautiful home.
Thank you.
Great job. Harriet, was your last name Holmes?
If it was, can you turn the flashlight back on so we know we're speaking with the right Harriet? Good job. Good job. Thank you. So this is Harriet Holmes.
Did you see that somewhere before?
Harriet Holmes is the daughter of, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, and I'm sorry, don't take offense, the daughter of Pelgrim Holmes.
Okay. The one that was here in 1812.
The one, yes, that lived here in 1812. She was his daughter, and she married General Thomas Rogers. And they lived in this home also.
So this toy is a periscope. It records energy as well, and it's nice, beautiful colors like the rainbow. So if you came close to this, each of these pieces here lights up to be a different color.
You want to give that a try? And that won't hurt you either. Flip them on like K2.
Yep.
K2 just went off?
Yep.
The flashlight's back
Good.
on.
If I remember correctly, a family that had come up and brought their slaves with them, but because we were free in New York State, people were not happy that those slaves, and they were just visiting, so it caused a huge issue.
Yeah. I can imagine. Dirt. Got pushed and then dirt near you.
That's
Pushed dirt near you. Somebody buried down here? Near me?
right here. Do you feel that? Oh, yeah, right here, right where my hand is, like by my pinky.
A dog?
Do you feel it?
Yes, I do.
No, I don't know if maybe it's a hand.
Tinker, you were here with us?
There's no air coming from it. These are sealed shut anyway because of the. He put these.
Tinker, you visiting us?
All right, let's move on. I think it got.
So upon entering the basement, Mel, Becky, and I went into a room that was part of the original basement of the original house, and we were doing some activity with flashlights and K2s, and we also had our cameras going, and immediately walking into the room, I felt a very heavy pressure on my chest, and I felt that it was kind of difficult to breathe, which it was a very distinct difference from the room that we were in previously. So through our flashlight questions, we used the flashlight to ask yes and no questions. We ended up identifying the spirit as Harriet Holmes, who her married name is Harriet Rogers. So through that communication, we discovered that that was her, and her husband actually died of lung disease. Her husband was a previous owner of this house, and so that would explain the heavy chest feeling that I felt when I first walked into the room.
So hello, my name is Jay. These are my friends. We came to the Garlock House here to visit you, and we're all familiar with the Garlock House. And so you'll see in the middle of all of us right here, we have a bunch of lights. There's green lights, there's red lights. Those lights won't hurt you. They help us to communicate with you. They help us learn that you're here with us. If you come close to these lights, some will just go off and kind of change colors and go up to red. They'll let us know how close you are to us. The red light in the middle, if you get close to that, it'll make a noise and let us know that you're here that way. The noise won't hurt you, it just lets us know that you're close by.
Is there anything you can do to let us know you're here? Like make a knocking sound really loud on the floor?
There was something next to me.
Well, thank you very much.
My left. If that was you, you do it again for us. Over there now. Thank you for that. Are you walking around up here?
It's awesome that you can just check us out. We're not here to hurt you anyway. I know it's a bit strange, but if you can keep making sounds around us, that'll let us know that you're still here with us. We would greatly appreciate that.
Is there somebody behind me in this room?
What you're doing is perfect. It's making my day. I'm sure you probably already are, but if you're not, you can talk to us, scream, yell. Thank you. That's exactly how it works. By that blip right there, it means he or she is probably about 6 feet away.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
Did you hear that over there?
I did. I was focused on it.
There's like
What'd you hear?
some sort of like rustling noise. It sounded
Great.
like.
Oh,
There we go.
amazing.
Was that
Closer.
you?
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Awesome.
Now, could you back away from it a little bit? Thank you. That was great. Now,
Thank you for agreeing to speak with us. Can you turn the flashlights back off now so we will be ready?
thank you.
Excellent, you're doing a great job.
Sitting here, this is where I got all the uses. Mad.
Don't be mad.
Jay mad at us for Larry using the
Great job. Can you turn the flashlight off and we can be ready for the next question? Please, ma'am.
Do that. Okay.
I know it's probably strange that for the first time ever you have people coming up here asking you to make yourself known to us, but it's kind of what we do. So this is the part of the interview where I'd like to ask you to show us what it is you can do. It's a white panel. Right between the rafters, you see where the black hose comes down? The next 16 inches on the other side of that area there, a white anomaly just went up through there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was that you over by Danny?
Yep. Do you like
Alright.
Danny?
752.
Would you be able to move one of the ropes, like the light switch that's in front of Tiffany? Just to show us you're here. Please and thank you.
Sam, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get it.
Antonio, if you do
There's
not
also a
want.
good chance that he or she can't see it.
Oh, are you not able?
You good?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you don't have to touch the rope. Forget about the rope.
Yep, but yeah, you can.
There, the roof never happened. We had some good back and forth going on here.
So up in the attic, it was the 5 of us, I believe, 4 or 5 of us, and it started with a cold feeling that I will get when the spirits are near. And then it started at my feet, and then I felt it on my arm, and I would hear tapping noises behind me. I heard knocking over by Jay, and then when I asked for a K2 that I could put near me, it started to light up. Yeah, I was able to ask questions and get a lot of interaction. When I asked it specific questions, and it would respond. And then if I asked it to back away, it would back away. And got the impression that it was a younger spirit of a female child. I did ask if it was a male, and the K2 did not light up. And for a little bit, then activity sort of slowed. The REM pods were going off. It was sort of an interaction between all the electronics up there. I, at one point, just asked if they were having fun with the electronics, and that's what they appeared to be more interested in playing with.
Are you a male? Are you a female?
I'm gonna ask. Are you a child?
What they're doing is asking you questions, yes or no questions. If the answer is yes, then go towards the REM pod and go ahead and make it go up, please. And if the answer is no, then just stay away, and then we'll get the end.
So I have a little black box here in this little room where I'm hearing a lot. And if you walk up to it, and it's got a green light on it, you can come up to it and make it light up like you have on the REM pod.
Oh, maybe that's your phone too.
Hello.
Maybe not. Hey, you are still with us.
Can you tell us your name?
Up here in the attic, we've been doing an EVP session for about 20 minutes now. Had quite a few great responses, starting off almost immediately. We have been having knocking sounds around us that we've been asking for, so they've been responding to us on command. I've heard footsteps walking around. Shortly after the footsteps we heard, this rope next to me started moving, and we've been getting a lot of attention and a lot of interaction with my REM pod that's down on the floor in front of us. And what that is that measures the electromagnetic field. And so when a spirit comes within 6 feet of it, you'll hear it making noise, which you've been hearing throughout this video. And when it does just like a little blip, that means it's about 6 feet away. But as it gets closer, and when you start hearing the tones change and kind of get louder, and that's when the spirit is getting a lot closer. And since then, Danielle, across the room, she's been having some great interactions with a spirit over there with a K2, doing intelligent responses. She'll ask yes or no questions, and she'll have the spirit, come closer to the K2, make it go off for yes, or stay away for no. And so she's asking, do you understand? Yes, it'll go off. And she's asking questions back and forth and getting some great responses out of it. And I did see one light anomaly, which is, I guess you would call like an orb. People say on, they see on videos and stuff. you know, most orbs aren't real. You know, this is dust or, you know, whatever else, bugs. But I did see a light anomaly, and that was with my naked eye, which made me believe it was. And it was from about, you know, halfway across the attic, and it went from down from one raptor up through another raptor. And so that was pretty impressive as well. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Sam. For this session, we are going to be using dowsing rods. Dowsing rods are great for yes and no questions, very similar to the K2. When you ask a spirit a yes or no question, if they answered yes, you indicate that they will cross for yes. And if it's a no question, then they will separate and go apart like that. So by using these, it is you know, easy to communicate because sometimes spirits prefer to communicate with things like these rather than the electronic version like a K2 or a REM pod. So we're just going to do a session asking yes or no questions and seeing if we get a response. Is there more than one spirit up here? Clear the rods. Are there a lot of spirits downstairs? Yes. Clear the rods. Can you point the rods in the direction where you're standing? Clear the rods.
So, yeah, I asked if the spirit was an adult male, and it responded no. Well, first I asked if it was an adult, and it said no. And then I asked if it was young, and it said yes. And I asked if it was male, and it gave a no response. I have a feeling, though, that when Jay and Diane left, some of them may have followed them. I'm thinking some of them followed them, and then I also got a feeling that one or two went upstairs again.
Did someone follow Jay out?
And Diane.
Clear the rods. Did you just make that noise?
That's what I've been hearing. When Jay and I were hearing that all along, and then that's what I've been hearing back here.
These keep like pointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I told you. I said
Yeah.
there's something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's something in there. I heard that too.
I don't.
Oh, hello? Oh, okay.
Oh, dear God.
How the
That was not. They're coming back.
No,
Wait, are they coming? Or
Yeah.
So you took a couple spirits with you,
did
and
I?
now they're back.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Cause now okay.
Did you make?
Do you hang out in the room next to Danielle? Is that where you hang out? These keep like pointing to that direction.
Mhm.
Like, are we allowed to come into your space? That's okay.
It's all right. We won't do it then.
We'll respect that.
Do they want me out of the doorway?
Clear the rods. Is it okay that Danielle is sitting there?
No, that's an immediate. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Thank you for letting me sit here. I do appreciate it.
Pointing right at you. I think they're like gravitating.
I'll be right back.
Is Danielle allowed in your safe space?
All right.
And then later on in the session, Sam got out the dowsing rods because we were getting a lot of activity in a small room behind me in the attic. And within that room, there was a ladder going up in an attic within the attic. It was a very interesting setup. So I got a lot of strong feelings that there were more spirits in the attic. So Sam asked if we could go in there, and the response was no. Then Sam asked if it was okay for just me to go in there, and immediately it said yes. Because the entire time when Sam would ask anything about the room, or if anybody was still up there, the rods would point at me. So when they said that I could go in there, I went in there, and there's, underneath the window was almost like a bench. So at first I sat on the bench, and it was fairly serene, almost kind of like family sitting. So it was like sitting at a family gathering and having children sit at your feet. So then I sat down on the floor with them, and it was just very welcoming, but quiet. And they've been very active, so I think they were just pretty much tapped for energy.
We gave you a balloon to play with. Would you be able to kick it in here to us? That way you wouldn't have to come in.
Not the chair here.
We're right on the floor.
We give permission for any of the spirits in this building to make themselves known to us.
Behind it on the side or on the other side.